Canon G7X. I am so happy to have it back. Canon has the best service ever, so as you guys probably saw in my previous video, Jack and I were making a vlog and we were outside, and then I went to go close the camera and like, I don't know, the shutters closed, and then I tried to open it and the shutter like wouldn't open all the way, so I tried to like turn the camera on and off a couple of times, and then like, I don't know, anyway, the shutters ended up like completely falling out of the camera. Long story short, I sent it to Canon, and within like 4 to 6 business days, they sent me back an entirely new camera. They were like, yeah, we didn't repair your camera, but here's a new one on us. That's amazing service, seriously. I tweeted at them to let them know because I was just really impressed. And honestly, like, sending it back was super easy, and like calling the center, like I didn't have to be on hold for a long time. Anyway, it was just a really good experience. But we're back on the Canon G7X, which means we're back on our vlogging game, because it is not easy to vlog with the DSLR. And you know, I'm always working these shoulders, girl, so like holding up a DSLR like this doesn't work for this little girl. Anyway, guys, we're gonna do a physique update today. My last video that you saw was a physique update from last week, which was 4 weeks out. We are now a little under 3 weeks out. It's Friday, but I'm doing my check-ins with my coach today because she's gonna be in the New York Pro this weekend, so she wants my check-ins a little bit earlier just so she can adjust anything that she needs to on time. She's amazing that way, to be honest with you. Like, she's competed in so many pro shows this year, and she has like not skipped a beat on any of my training, nutrition, any of that. She's kept up with me really well, so that makes me really happy, because I feel like that would be very, very hard to do when you have such huge goals for yourself, to like focus on other people and their prep and like keep up with it. But she's, you know, she's A-class. She's amazing. So anyway, guys, we're gonna do our physique update now. This morning I weighed in at 96.6 pounds. I am 5'1". This time last year I was at like 91 pounds. Again, I put on that like good lean mass, so we're about probably where we are in terms of leanness. We're probably the same, but again, just like more mass on the body. My calories are higher because of that, which is so awesome. I want to put on even more muscle so I can just keep eating. Anyway, let's go ahead and do our physique update, and then we're gonna have just a little tiny prep chat.
Stay one more night. Don't you know that my love is true? Let's make things right. I understand what you're going through. Stay one more night, and I know that it's not too late. Let's make things right. You just have to believe in faith.
Our physique update. We are 3 weeks out from our show. Definitely starting to get prep face. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that term before, and I used it in a previous video, but like prep face is basically when like all of the fat is like coming out of your face, so like your skin just looks different. Like your face just looks like really skinny. I don't know, you'll probably see a lot of girls, if you're following people who are prepping, like especially girls that are like going to nationals this weekend, like serious prep face because they're so lean for their shows. It's not really a look that I like at all. Like, I don't like to look that lean, to be honest with you. Like, I like the way that my stomach looks, but you know, just like your chest loses all of its fat. Like, I don't have boobs anyway, but I mean, like, you see more like bones in your chest, and your face gets a lot skinnier. I don't really like how light I am right now. I feel a little more comfortable sitting around like 100 pounds, just in terms of the way that I look. Like right now I feel like I'm getting a little bit too thin, like just with my face. I like just like a little more plumpage in there. Like, I feel like when you lean out, it just kind of makes you look a lot older, and I'm in my 30s, so I'm already a little bit, not that I'm old, but you know, I like to keep a little youthful plump in my face. Anyway, I'm gonna get changed out of this bikini. I'm gonna start making Jack's breakfast, and we're gonna chat. guys, so Jack has some hash browns, bacon, bananas, and some organic ketchup. He's really been liking these like more savory breakfasts lately, and my parents actually gave him bacon at their house one day, and he had never had it before, and he just like really loves it, and he hasn't been great at eating breakfast, so I'm like, you know, whatever will make him eat, like, I'm happy with it. It's really funny because the first time I found out he had bacon, I was like appalled because I'm always like giving him fruit and like Greek yogurt and like all that kind of stuff, or like turkey bacon or maybe something like that possibly. But the first time I found out he had real bacon, I was like, oh my god, like, it's not good for him. But to be honest, like, he eats it, and he's been a little bit picky about eating lately. So as a parent, like, I firmly believe in just like doing the best that you absolutely can with their nutrition. But like, if there are certain things that they're gonna eat, like, especially like that, like in moderation, if I buy him a pack of bacon and he eats it like, you know, a couple pieces here and there, it's like, whatever, like, he's eating, he's gonna be happy, he's gonna be satiated, like, it's totally fine, he's a kid. Like, I don't know, I try to do my best with his nutrition again, but sometimes, you know, you give him little treats here and there to keep him full and keep him happy, and that's okay. Just as long as you're not like loading them up with like sugar every single meal, and like every single meal is like completely processed foods. But like, to be honest, like, as a parent, like, just keep your kid happy and full, and like, you're doing an amazing, amazing job. Okay, family, so Jack is sitting down and eating his breakfast and watching cartoons. He's at the table right behind me. I'm just gonna sit here and have a little chat with you, just like kind of about prep, and just some things that I've been thinking about lately. So prep is still going really well. Like, I have amazing energy still. Like, I still feel really good. I honestly just feel like this is a part of my life. It's like not even a thing anymore. Like, when people ask how prep's going, I'm like, fine. Like, it's not as much of a struggle. Now, it could become a struggle now that I'm 3 weeks out. My carbs got cut a little bit this week. Nothing too crazy. Like, I went from a 3rd cup of oatmeal to a 4th cup of oatmeal, but like, even minor changes like that, when you're used to like taking a certain amount, like, you'll definitely feel it. But my fats are still high, so I'm not experiencing like any brain fogginess or things like that. And to be honest, this might be TMI, but like, I still get my periods as normal, which is really good. A lot of women lose their periods when they're on prep. That's something that you really need to be aware of, and you really need to ask your coach how they feel about that kind of stuff, what they're gonna do to rebalance your hormones, if they're gonna keep your, he's got a little cough, it makes me sad. The pollen like really has affected him. But you need to ask, like, are you gonna keep my fats at a certain level? Like, you know, what are we gonna do to make sure that like my reproductive system is healthy? These are things that like I've learned as I've like kind of gone through the process and watched other girls go through the process. I'm big on like watching other people prep, watching either mistakes or their or not even their mistakes, but look at what they're doing that's really good. Like, there was a fellow YouTuber that mentioned, you know, that she never goes below a certain fat percentage or a certain amount of grams because of her reproductive system and because of the brain fogginess, and I thought that was a really good thing to note. Now, my coach knows all that kind of stuff, but you're not always gonna get the best coach. You could pick one that's not maybe the best choice for you and your body, and so you need to also, you need to educate yourself on things to look for. Guys, another thing that I want to talk about is this. Everyone's always asking me. I have to eat breakfast as we do this. I'm on a time schedule. All right, so what I want to talk to you guys about is working with a coach. Guys, prep coaches, number one, normally have a lot of clients. So they're dealing with a lot of different people at a lot of different energy levels and hormones and things like that. And some of these coaches like mine are pros or competing athletes themselves. So they have their own stuff going on with their own preps, clients, all these kind of things. You got to remember that. Like, even though they're your coach, like, you need to do what you need to do to grind it out. You need to follow your program, and you need to take some, like, coaches are there, yeah, have to like talk to you and like give you some motivation and stuff like that, but like at the end of the day, like, that's on you. Like, my coach sends me my meal plan, she sends me my training, she sends me like any tips that she wants to give me for like posing. We do our posing lessons together, whatever, but like, she sends me my plan, I follow it. She changes my plan, I follow it. It's very, very simple. And I feel like I get the most out of her because I follow the plan. Like, if you hire a coach you need to go with their plan. Unless their plan like does not work for you. Like I have a girlfriend who was following a plan and she was just like straight up not losing. Her body was like complete starvation mode and like she kind of took her diet into her own hands. And she did that because she's actually educated in the sport. She's a personal trainer. She's going to school for this. So, you know, she's very smart when it comes to this, so she knew what she needed to change in order for her body to react a little better, and it did. I think that's amazing. I think it's very, very smart to educate yourself and take care of your own body. But there's a difference between like knowing when something's not good for you and not following a plan. Does that make sense? So if you're cheating on your diet or you're not doing your training as they recommend, like normally they're setting up your training specifically to go into your division. So there are certain things that are important for bikini that are not important for fair figure, and the other way around, and even like what your conditioning level is like, and all of these things. Like bikini is going to come in a little bit softer, you know, where figure is going to be a little bit harder. You know, they're going to be more separation of the muscles, and then onto physique, which is like striations inside the muscles. Like your coaches should know what your conditioning needs to look like, what your muscle development needs to look like. We not like a nice cap shoulder, but not boulder shoulders like figure. Like obviously you can never get enough glute. Like glutes are super important for bikini, and like you guys need to train like you're training for your division. You need to eat like you are eating to get lean enough for your division. It is really, really, really important. And guys, you are only gonna get out of your coach what you put in. Like your coach is gonna know if you're not following your program. Like you don't have to tell them. You don't have to admit that you're not following your program. Like a lot of these people, like everybody's body reacts differently to different things, but at the same time, like down to the basics of it, like your coach is probably gonna know if you're cheating on your diet or not following your training properly, because a lot of this stuff is like pretty basic, especially when you're following like a straight meal plan. Like they know if they drop your macros, like the chances of you losing are great, you know, or if they up your fasted cardio, like they probably know about what you're gonna look like the next week if you're following everything that they do. So I just want to tell you guys, like, put in what you want to get out, and like don't be upset with the results that you're getting if you're the one that's not putting in the work, because that's on you. Like the grinding it out, the grit, the hard work, the dedication, the motivation, like that has to come from inside. That's not gonna come from like some outer source. Now you can look for, you know, to people for motivation and to like inspire you and all that kind of stuff. I do that every single day. But when it comes down to it, I'm the one waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to make sure I have time to get myself ready, to get Jack ready, to get our lunches packed, to do all the stuff that I need to do and fit this into my schedule. And why? Because I love it. Like I love the sport. Like, and I don't care if I get up there and I don't place. I really don't care, because this is for me. This is a me thing. This is for Carly. I'm the one that has the grit to go through with this. I'm the one that has that willpower. I'm the one like with that you know, that hard shell that's just gonna like grind it out through this process. And you need to remember that it is on you to do it. It is not on anybody else. Don't blame any sort of outside sources, because I'm not gonna tell you guys what I've been through, but I've been through the ringer in terms of going through some emotional stuff during prep, and I still went through it. I still did everything that I had to do, and I filtered what I was going through into my prep. I was like, I'm not getting this taken away from me. I'm not getting my passion taken away from me. In fact, I'm gonna let it fuel me. It's all about the way that you look at things. Anyway, guys, I just had to tell you that. I hope that that inspires you, motivates you. If you're going through something during prep, let it motivate you. Don't let it demotivate you. Take responsibility for what you are doing with your body, with your training, with your nutrition, with everything, and give your coach your all. They will give you back what you put in, and I promise you that. I love you. I'll see you guys again soon. Stay beautiful.